You're watching Around Town with Henry Dormann.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. I have just met a most fascinating lady, and she has a philosophy that I'd like to ask her to tell you about. But right now, we are sitting at the Community Room Gallery at 413 Lake Street in Elmira, and Lynne Rusinko is the president and a board member of a new exhibit that is here and involving the brother. Actually, it's the brother and himself too. Andy and
Tommy.
And Tommy Hilfiger. I want to be sure you knew the name.
Okay. I passed the quiz.
Because they have how many brothers now?
There are 9 children in the Hilfiger.
So you got to keep them straight. But anyway, I wanted you to meet her because she's going to tell you about an exhibit of costumes from famous people that's here just for the next few days, maybe a week, till July 1st.
July 1, yes.
And it's a fascinating, fascinating place. You need to come by here because you'd never believe all of these things they have. And what a nice person you are.
Well, thank you.
Doesn't she look like, she looks just like Nicole Kidman. That's what you do.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Beautiful. But tell me, you told me a second ago your philosophy. Tell me that again.
Of the exhibition?
No, of you. Every day you have this get up.
My personal philosophy.
Yes, this is brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you again. I believe that I have a truly blessed life, and I focus on the positive, the blessings that I have, and I try not to spend time worrying about things that I can't change or impact. So
That's why you don't have any wrinkles.
Right, I don't make stress where there isn't.
Now tell me about this exhibit. This is quite an unusual one. You've got quite a few famous people here. What are their costumes or? We
do. We think very highly of this exhibit and our partner in this exhibit, which is Andy Hilfiger Presents Music and Fashion. Andy Hilfiger is originally from Elmira, New York, his entire family. And this exhibit represents the blend, the coupling of music and fashion in his career that spans his lifetime.
Is Andy involved in fashion too?
Yes, he is. In fact, directly behind us is his brand, which he started in 2011, Andrew Charles, which is separate from the Tommy Hilfiger brand that we know, although throughout their careers they have worked together and collaborated.
Well, it's a trademark name that they have to keep separate.
Yes, yes.
But what are some of the others that you have? These belong to who, by the way?
So the fashion that you see on the platforms, we have 6 platforms that represent different eras. And for example, behind us, directly behind us, the Andrew Charles brand in particular, the jacket, there's a leather jacket that Andrew Charles has designed, but has also been worn by famous rock celebrities. And some of those, for example, in terms of the clothing that is on that platform, includes a leopard jacket from the Andrew Charles ad campaign worn by Chelsea Tyler, who is the daughter of Aerosmith's Steven Tyler. The pinstripe vintage British jacket with Riff Rolling Stones button-up shirt, the top hat, several of the authentic backstage passes, all come from rock concerts, rock stars, whom Andy has dressed. He has designed fashion for, and then they have returned it to him for an archival.
Yeah. What about all the others on the other platform? Are they additionals? Famous ones?
Absolutely. On the classic rock and roll stage, you'll see a jumpsuit that was worn by Jennifer Lopez on the Today Show, which he designed. You'll also see on the platforms items from his domestic line. The Andrew Charles line not only designs clothing and fashion worn by rock celebrities, but he also has created a line of domestic wear, of jewelry.
Really?
Yes, andrewcharles.com.
It's a great name.
It is.
Are you involved in that company too?
No, only in the sense that this exhibition illustrates how someone who has pursued his passion for guitar, playing guitar, writing songs. He's also a songwriter and plays in a band to this day. If you pursue your passion as a creative person, set your aspirations, set your goals, set your dreams, you can follow that through to a career in the creative arts. And that's how Andy and I are partnering, and I being Community Arts of Elmira, the team that is not with me today but is always present at Community Arts of Elmira. That's how we're working together for this exhibition.
I have to tell you a terrible story about Steven Tyler.
Oh dear.
Because I know nothing about that type of music, and it's not my kind of music, although I'm sure they're very talented and they have a big following. But I was in San Francisco for lunch with Steven Tyler, whom I had never met. And I came into the dining room and he was sitting at the table, and a mutual friend of ours introduced me to him, and he took out his hand, shook mine, and said, "Hello, I'm Mr. Smith," which I thought was a great line. Caro Smith. So it broke up the whole camera crew at the time.
That's created a connection.
My one little shaking hand to fame.
Wow.
How long is this going to be until July 1st?
Through July 1st, yes. Our gallery hours are Fridays and Saturdays, 11 to 1, and during events.
Is there an admission cost?
No, that's another pride point of this exhibition, is that our gallery hours, most of our events too, are free and open to the public. So we're all about access, inspiring the community, giving them access to inspirations, to goals, creating connections. It's important to know that this exhibition wasn't simply shipped to Community Arts and then a team of our volunteers installed it. Andy traveled to Elmira. He and his team brought the items. He hand curated each form, selected the artwork. It's a combination also not only of the design and the music, but as you see on the other walls, the story, the visual story through photographs of his early work in not only music but with People's Place. He worked there with his brother Tommy, and again the arc of a career in music and fashion and global branding.
What are the other pieces worn by famous people that you have on exhibit?
Oh, okay.
A quick rundown.
Well, for example, on the rock and roll stage, there was a gold leather suit. There is a gold leather suit that was worn by Puffy and Mace.
Never heard of them.
Well, you have some homework to do. That's the fun of the arts, is that there's always something to learn, something original, and there's also, which is interesting, it wasn't worn by a celebrity, but there's also a cutoff jacket with a leopard collar and a vintage rock scene that was sold in the original People's Place in Elmira, which no longer exists downtown, but nonetheless some vintage
Are you here all the
clothing.
time for other exhibits too?
Yes, I mean this is one exhibit of many that we hold throughout
So
our
you're working
year.
all the time to make things better and better each time.
Well, we're trying. Yes, we're
what a
trying to.
Nice personality.
Oh.
You ought to come by before they end this exhibit, but try to come by and make friends with her, because she's going to be here all the time and she's going to be a VIP in case you want to get in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are not only charming, but you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Which makes this whole job
Likewise.
worthwhile. I will be sitting here chatting with her more because we may be going to lunch together. We'll see you
accept.
soon. Bye-bye.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you.
Junk food time.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Let's go! It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gonna make you jump, jump, jump. This is home. Hey, yeah. This is home. People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
We're outside because we're going to ask Adam Bunce to tell us all about the outdoor music festival right in front of his cafe, which he owns.
Correct.
And you've owned it for how many years now?
I've been the owner for about 2.5 years.
And it's called the Turtle Leaf Cafe.
Turtle Leaf Cafe, you've got
and
it.
We interviewed you 2 years ago.
You did.
And it was a terrific interview because he has a whole new concept, and you still got the concept. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the cafe itself has
and
really...
they can come in and eat for free.
Yeah, of course, we don't need to make money. Yeah, the cafe itself is kind of just tried to have a big city feel in a smaller town such as Elmira. We were in Horseheads when you visited us last time. We moved here February 2 years ago, so a little over 2 years ago. And we really just wanted to give back to Elmira. And you know, we want to be part of the revitalization of downtown Elmira, so that's why we moved down here. And
well, you've been interviewed by a number of people where you always talk about that. You talk about the health foods.
Correct.
You talk about the doing things together to build a community.
Correct.
You're kind of a young city father.
Well, some people would like to say that. I just have a passion for Elmira, and I want to see Elmira be better than it is today.
What's the music festival? That's part of your
Yeah.
passion?
So Live After 5. I mean, it's last year was our first year.
When does it start?
We started in May. So it's outdoor music on the streets. We shut the streets down. We have a block party, and
is it jazz, waltz?
It's a variety of music. You know, we have jazz. We have some jazz stuff. We have rock. We have country. It's every date has a little bit of a different feel to it.
And it's outside here.
Correct.
Right in front of the cafe.
One of them is out here outside the cafe. The other 5 are across town in front of different locations.
And how do people find out about this and when to come, and do they have to pay to come and see?
So yeah, the beauty of Live After 5 is that it's free. We fundraise every dollar that it takes to put it on. It's a production that's put on by Elmira Downtown, which is you know, part of the city's bid. And we fundraise every dollar, so it's a lot of our community and corporate sponsors that keep this free, and so that the bands can get paid. We can have nice production, sound, lights. And
this is something you did. You organized all this.
I'm on the board, yeah. There's a committee of us that put it together. I don't want to take full credit, but so it's a collaboration between Elmira Downtown, its board members, its committee members, and obviously the local businesses that support it.
And when you moved the Turtle Leaf Cafe from there to here, you continued great success. You started this whole thing when I remember we talked about it years ago. It was a whole new thing that you were going to make successful, and you did it.
We're 5 years in, you know. That's the illustrious mark the business tried to hit. It's 5 years, yeah.
Gee whiz.
So we've done that, and now we're just continuing to do our part and really just build the business, build the business, and really just you know, give back to the city.
What's your frustration?
Frustration? I think the negative remarks that I hear about our city. I think a lot of people have you know, connotation that Elmira is, trouble or crime, and there's a lot of good things in the city. There's a lot of good businesses.
Well, where does that come from? Where do they get these stories?
I don't know. I think a lot of it could be the press. Some of the news doesn't always give us the best rap, but when you really start to walk
you're
around,
agreeing with Donald Trump.
We'll leave that one alone. But when you walk around, you start to meet the people, and you start meeting the business owners, and really start to get a feel for what Elmira truly is. It's really not as bad as some people make it out to be.
It's a pretty nice place.
It really is.
I mean, there are not, aside from you, there are a lot of good restaurants and special restaurants.
Absolutely.
A lot of things to do.
Absolutely. And Alive After 5 is just one more of those things that you can do, and it's free. It's a family-friendly event.
He is the greatest talker I've ever interviewed. It just comes out automatically. Do you have a whole family that helps you here?
Actually, my wife goes to school. I'm putting her through school, and she works on the side.
You're putting her through school?
Correct, yeah. So she's
You'll never hear the end of that.
Right. So she's going, next year she'll graduate from Elmira College with her RN and nursing. So
I'm glad she's going to Elmira College.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an honorary trustee of Elmira.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to come and give her a diploma.
We'd love that.
Good.
Absolutely.
It's a deal.
Absolutely.
Just a free dinner at the cafe.
Absolutely, you got it.
You saw this now. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
So yeah, it's good. We're really excited about this season of Live After 5. The cafe is doing great. Life's good, and we're just really thankful for all the people that came out last year, and looking forward to another great year of concerts this year.
You are the most enthusiastic person I've interviewed in a long, long time. You always have the feeling that, by gosh, everything is terrific and it's going to get better. I mean, you have a spirit that it's out there and being infused.
I'm an ambassador of the city. I really feel that way. And we need more ambassadors, we need more cheerleaders, we need more people to start putting positive vibes back into the community. And I'm just one of many that are doing that.
Do you want people to help you? And if so, where should they call and where should they come?
We always need sponsors, but more importantly, we just need people to come out and enjoy the show. So Elmira Downtown, you can find them on Facebook. Our website's on the internet. And there's places for sponsors, whether it's just a couple bucks or, we have larger scale sponsors as well.
And sponsor for any amount you want.
Any amount you want. $1 all the way up to as much as you want to pocket.
Oh. I see you have a lovely brick walk here. Have you ever thought of selling bricks?
Selling
putting people's names on them?
I like it.
And you charge like, what, $10, $50, and they get their name on a brick. They have that in New York. My children went to a park in New York City, and they had that. And my wife, of course, said, gee, we ought to put the children's names on the bricks. So it cost me $100, but they all go now and look at their bricks with their name on it.
And they go back and they find them every time they're there.
And take their friends, and it's a thing to talk about.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a deal, huh?
Absolutely.
Good. Thank you very much.
All right.
You just do it. I didn't have to do a thing. I didn't even have to ask a question or talk. So thank you very much. Bring my regards to your wife, and
will do.
I'll be there for the graduation.
Absolutely.
If you'll let me know.
Absolutely.
We're out here in the park right in front of the cafe. Come to the cafe. What's the address?
Turtle Leaf Cafe, 315 East Water Street in Elmira.
Telephone?
607-767-6191.
Web page?
TurtleLeafCafe.com.
You can get all the information there. But give him a ring. He's such a nice person just to be with. And the weather is nice. And we're right in front of the Chemung Canal Trust Company, our sponsor. We'll see you soon.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Strawberries? Okay.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again.
and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
Now this is a secret. You've got to listen carefully because this is something that you're going to want to do, and you're going to be amazed at what it does to you. This is the fellow who, with his mother, owns the place. What's it called?
The place is called Inner Peace Floats.
Inner Peace Floats. Where do you see this? And this is in Watkins Glen. What's the address?
West 4th Street, 111 West 4th Street.
He's got immersible tubs where heated to 90 degrees. And he's going to tell us all about this in 30 seconds or less. But it's fascinating, and they actually believe you make you healthy, which you think they do, and they do.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
yes.
And a lot of that is if you think you do, then you do. So now it's up to you. Where do they call to make a reservation? Is this expensive? Are you here all the time? Is your mother here all the time? And what are you going to do to make them rush in here?
Well, it starts with your well-being. How do you feel? How do you want to feel? Set your inspirations, your aspirations. You can call here anytime, 535-6287.
607 code.
607, yes. And
they might want to come from Timbuktu.
That's right. We've had far distant travelers just to float in our salt baths.
It's a salt bath.
Yes.
Heated to 90 to some odd degrees.
Mm-hmm. About 95 degrees, the air, the water. So when your body temperature goes in there and you experience the weightlessness, then those three temperatures will combine, and you'll feel the tension leave your joints and your bones, and it's good for your blood, helps repair your muscles. It's just outstanding.
This guy is good, isn't he? Boy, your mother must pay you a lot for this.
Just in hugs and kisses.
Oh boy. And you're here a lot of the time yourself?
I am, yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
About 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
But you can only take 2 at a time.
We do only take 2 at a time, but if you ever just want to come by and get off the street or take a load off, enjoy our internet or a friendly conversation, we have all that.
This is kind of an event.
Absolutely, yeah.
Am I sitting close enough here so you can get us both in the picture? I want to be sure because you don't want to miss him. He wears a hat all the time because he has unruly hair, and most of the time he goes around barefoot because he thinks that's putting him together with the earth.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Fascinating. You may laugh at this, but he's a fascinating guy. Very, very interesting things and philosophies. And he's got a friend named who? Kyle?
Kyle, yeah.
And he's going to travel around the United States.
Yeah, well, the world, actually.
The world?
Yeah.
Are you going with him?
I will someday.
Someday?
Yeah, someday soon.
How in the world did you get involved in, I mean, this is a kind of, to normal people, it would be a crazy thing unless they understood what it is and how you can use it for health.
And how simple it is, and the environment. Even if you were to plan a nap at home just to take your stress away, it wouldn't be the same because you're wearing clothes, you're laying on your bed, you feel all this input, the sensory input. But when you go in there and you're weightless, and then you have control of the lights and the underwater sounds, you feel absolutely, you feel great. You're not sure where you are.
Your mother must have taught you all of this, or did you learn it on your own?
Self-taught, but she did a wonderful job, yeah. She led the way. She set a great example.
Isn't there anything about you that's bad?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. My focus is so, sometimes I feel like a bright future.
You just have a goodness in you.
Absolutely.
And you let that out to the people who come here.
Share it, yeah.
How many people? 2 at a time, you say, but do you have a waiting line, or you have to call for reservations? And
Because we have 2 private rooms, it's good to call ahead, just because that's just easier to set things up like that. But we also accept walk-ins. Small town, so it's still unknown to a lot of people, the type of environment and why it's good for them, how it's good for them. So it's gonna, if you're curious, you can always come in and get a tour of it, check it out and see for yourself. There's variations of floating, so it's good to see that you're not enclosed. A lot of people think that the ceiling's short and that it's very tight, but once you see it, you'll see it's very welcoming. Large ceiling, glass doors, white interior.
it's a big room.
It's a very big room, yeah. 8.5 feet long, 4.5 feet wide.
And you're all alone in there.
You are. Well, with yourself, so you're not too alone.
You've got an answer for everything. One thing that just strikes me, this must be very expensive.
It seems that way, but with the medicine and we change the water and we add salt based on
Medicine? What do you mean by
usage.
medicine?
Well, it's medicinal. It's magnesium Epsom salt.
Oh.
So it's actually medicinal grade. So what you're doing is essentially you're taking a medicine bath. So the longer you lay in there, the more it absorbs into your skin. And we're deficient in magnesium, so when we come out of it, it's very conductive. So it uses our blood, our water, and the electricity within us to make us feel great.
Is there hope for me?
There's always hope.
There is.
Especially for you.
You seem like you're laughing and happy all the time. How did you develop this? I mean, you've got to have bad times.
Oh, yeah.
You just come here when that happens and you get better?
Right, yeah. Just nothing.
You're the best salesman the place has. Does Kyle work here too?
He does, as a friend and a moral support. And
how many like that do you have?
A handful. It's a tight circle, but it's a strong circle.
And they all get to take the baths for free? No?
If they have to, I heard the guy that works here is really nice, but I don't know if he's that nice.
You have a lot of fun.
It's great, yeah. There's nothing to worry about.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
A healer.
A healer?
Yes.
How are you going to do that? And what's Kyle going to be, a healer too?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's why we met.
Both going to be healers?
Absolutely.
Have you studied under anybody? Buddhism or?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
What kind of healing or Buddhism or whatever do you use? The one that the Dalai Lama belongs to, or heads, or others?
It could be. It could be a mixed bag of all of the best advice in the world. And it just comes down to simply your breath and then your heartbeat.
And you heal by touching?
By just being. It could be touching. It could be.
I hate to tell you this, but I interviewed the Dalai Lama
Yes.
for my magazine.
Wow.
And he went into the types of healing that he can do. And he can heal from, if he's in New York, he can heal if you're in London. And he transfers thoughts. And that's the different stages of enlightenment.
Absolutely.
So you have a fascinating time ahead of you. I can't wait till I get sick. He's going to, healing. You never know. It may sound funny, but there's a lot to this. It's worth taking a trip. It's worth seeing him because, first of all, he's going to make you happy. So come by. Phone number again?
535, area code 607-535-6287.
And the website?
Is innerpeacefloat.com. Innerpeacefloats.com.
And you take care of all the web?
I do, for the most part, yeah.
The youngsters always do that. I'm sorry, but I'm going into the tub now. So if you hurry, I'll be out by the time you get here. Look him up. It's worth a trip. Fascinating thing. You'd never believe all the things that go on here. And so happy. As you can see, he's happy moving around all the time with his hands. See you soon. I'll be here.
You're watching WENY HD.